to the Making Up the Numbers podcast. The Making Up the Numbers podcast is sponsored by Hope Technology, J-Tech Suspension, Revolution Bike Park, Ride Southern Spain, Schwal, and the world's finest independent mountain bike magazine, Singletrack.
He goes by many names: Maurice, Momo, Amaury. We'll get to the pronunciation in a minute. But when he's on, he's the fastest downhill rider on the planet. His wild, flat-out style has pushed the sport to a new level and won him many fans, including myself. He's my favourite rider to watch, so I'm most excited about this episode. Welcome to the show, Amaury Pierron.
Yo, thank you very much. So the good pronunciation, the real French pronunciation is Amaury.
Right, that was my first
English
question. Amaury.
Yeah, that's okay. That's good.
Good, you get it. George is spending too much time in Yorkshire. I'm not sure if you'll be able to do that one.
So I've put two pronunciations forward, and neither of them are anywhere near.
You got to get real French with it. Amaury.
Amaury.
Yeah, you got it too much.
Amaury.
I killed it.
So I was about to say we've never met, but we have met, and I'll come on to that a little bit later. I don't really know you though, so I randomly dropped you a message on Instagram a few weeks ago, and I know Jack was pissing himself when I shared it with him, so I'll read it out. It said, dude, I'm trying to get a couple of podcasts done before the year is out. We've had Thibaut and Miriam on the show this season, and I'd love to round it out by having my favourite rider come on the show. So I've messaged Lloyd, but he hasn't come back to me. Would you fancy coming on the show instead? So the moral of the story is that top riders do actually read their DMs, and sometimes taking the piss is better than making a formal approach.
No, for sure, but don't worry. Like in the winter, like there is no DM, so that's my idea.
You're there like hunting. You're there hunting for people who message. Yeah.
Second choice as well.
So
we're all just yelling. Sorry. Go on,
so where in the world are you right now, Amaury?
I'm actually currently in Portugal for testing with the team. So we already did 3 days in Ponte de Lima, and now we're in Lusa. So yeah, 3 more days to go, and yeah, ride is on the menu.
Nice. Well, yeah, that's cool because we've just out on our first team camp and we've just arrived in Lusa today. So, we're all going to be on track together. So, common self domination. How's it gone at Ponte de Lima the last 3 days? Has it been good?
It's been super good. Like the weather was really good. So, just the sun, good temperature. So it's nice to, to ride with like, not be freezing, like the bike works well when it's
for sure
temperature. So, and even with the body, it's better. So yeah.
So have your lights got out there?
Yeah. I think this is an electricity problem.
Welcome to Portugal.
You can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You need to put some more money in the meter. There we go. It's back on.
Back.
So, dude, have you done much bike riding since the end of the season, or have you taken some time off over the winter? What's the last 3 months look like for you?
Yeah, right after the season, after snowshoe, my friend decided to go in California for some holidays, and I was like, fuck, what should I do? And I finally decided to go with them. Yeah. And it was so good. So we just ride like moto there. It's like kind of famous California for moto ride. And it was insane. Trucks were sick. Monster Energy like give us like good accommodation and bring us the moto. So that was really sick.
Yeah.
Nice. Good fun, like good parties, good moto, just good vibes. So it was sick. And then I came back in France and did 2 Enduro motor races, so that was sick as well. Yeah, like nice. I had like kind of little deal with a shop, Bonton, and they give me the moto, bring me to the races with them. So that was really sick, like really good experience. And yeah, I think my holidays is like, doing 2 wheels as well, different 2 wheels, but I really like to spend times on the moto and just different activities. I discovered golf as well. Nice. And I never thought that I could like golf, but I really like it now.
And how did you?
I like it.
How did you do in the Enduros, the moto? How did you do in the races?
The first race was super tough because it's like all day long. Like more than like roughly 200 kilometers a day. So it's long.
Yeah.
And it was like gnarly. But the second races, it was pretty good. Like I ended up second, like it was a national race, but I was in the amateur, But ended up second, so I was like, fuck yes.
So you're the middle of three brothers. Baptiste is older, Antoine's younger. Was Baptiste responsible for getting you all into this crazy world of downhill?
So sorry, I didn't get this one.
So you've got two brothers, younger brother and an older brother. And was Baptiste responsible for getting you all interested in racing downhill? Yeah,
for sure. It was like, it's the big brother. So firstly, I just decided I didn't want to do the same as him. So I started like football, and I tried ski as well. But finally, like downhill I came to see him like on few races, and I saw like the atmosphere. It was so much fun, like everybody relaxed, just having fun on the bike, off the bike. So there was like, fuck, what is this world? And that's how I came to it, because it was like really good atmosphere. And when I tried, the adrenaline of the downhill bike was insane. So I finally follow my old brother.
So this podcast is about racing, and you're a racer, aren't you? If I look on your Instagram, there's not many videos of you doing on a jump bike or doing huge whips or roosting turns. It's just racing, isn't it? Flat out, kind of top to bottom. Is that what you love?
Yeah, for sure. Like racing is the best feeling for me. Like World Cup racing brings to you like massive feelings. Like, you can never find something like that on any other race at World Cup racing. I mean, like the stress, everybody's looking for you, sponsor, friends, and just fans. And it means something, you can feel it, and you just like, when I'm on my bike on a race, I just want to be the fastest. And if you can give your best, this is the best feeling. When you do a mistake, or you don't feel good or something, it's like, fuck, I missed it. Yeah. It's hard, but when you can do the run you want, it's like insane, just like so good. So I love racing, and I would love to be good on rips and dirt jumps, but I'm not. So I'm sorry for that.
Well, I started preparing for this episode by having a look at your early results on Roots and Rain, and your first race was in 2011, and Loris won that one, and he also won the next 4 times you lined up together in the start gate. Was he the man to beat when you were a little grom, when you were a little kid?
Yeah, for sure. When I started bikes, I was like, it was like totally new world for me. And Loris looks like he was already in the game because he was winning everything. And I was like, whoa, who is this guy? And for sure, it was like a big inspiration. And I think he motivated me like to start, training like physically. And it just pushed me like to go further in everything I do. And it's kind of the same with Lloyd. We don't been in the same category, but he was like so good, and it was a good French, being at the top. Like he was always smiling. He had and he still have a good mentality, and it's been as well a big inspiration.
Yeah.
So these two. And I can say as well, like there is a lot of people I could like talk like a lot with, a lot of people, inspiration with Morgan Char as well. She won World Championship in 2012, I think, in Leogang.
Yeah,
and she was super nice with me, like always give me good advice. And as well Guillaume Cauvin, because he was like not so good at the beginning, but getting good, like top 20 in some races. I was like, okay, he do it, so I can do it. So a lot of people come to my mind, but these four for sure, like, have been a good part.
Nice. So moving to 2013, your first junior year of racing World Cups, you were a solid top 10 rider. And then 2014, you took your first World Cup win as a junior in Leogang. How much did that race win mean to you?
It's been like kind of a roller coaster, because so I won. It was insane. Like I was just with like the federation, the French federation, like brings like 2 mechanics to help the French junior team. So that was really nice from the federation, because now it's like not the same budget and it's hard. So it's a bit sad to have this situation, but I was lucky to have a better situation. So maybe the federation for sure helped me to be where I am today, because without them, I maybe couldn't be here,
Yeah.
So it was like a really like little team with not so much budget. So winning in front of like the juniors from the big team, I was like, fuck yeah, we were in front of the big truck team, like fuck yeah. So that was insane. But after that, like like Loris had a crash, and so Luca came last, and like was like he have to pass Loris or something like that, so he lose sometimes, so that was a bit like not a real win.
I understand what you mean. So that's a tough junior category, you, Luca, and Loris. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so moving forward, 2015, first year in Elite, 17th at your first World Cup in Lords, 14th in Lenzerheide, 12th in Val d'Isole, so improving as you went, and then 13th at World Champs in Andorra. That's a really solid first season in Elite. Results-wise, it looked like you'd found your feet pretty quickly. Did it feel like that? Did you feel comfortable as an Elite at the start?
Yeah, the main goal coming to the Elite category when you like a junior, for me, I was not a really good junior, I think, because I was just like, I had some luck on some races, but I was not consistent and everything. So my main goal was to be qualified for the final at each race. And that's what I did. So I think maybe just for Liam, because I broke my crank at the quali. But all the other races, I was qualified for the final. So that was the main goal. And I was just happy to do that. So the final was just bonus, and I was just, okay, send it.
Nice.
But yeah, I was really happy about the result. It was really, really nice for me.
Cool. And then that season, you also finished the season winning the under-21 category at the EWS in Ainsa ahead of Adrian Daly. Were you enjoying Enduro at that time, or was it just like an extra? Was it just a bit of fun?
It was totally an extra, I like to discover new things, and I never like really, I don't even know if I already did like an Enduro race, but it was like for sure a good experience.
Yeah.
It's good, it's easy to talk about sports like blah, 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 but if you never like tried, you're not able to talk about it properly. So it was a really good experience to know how hard it is. And like, during a weekend, like pedaling, it's like super hard, like so much like to do on the bike. and to be consistent on all stages, it's really tough for the body. Mentally, it's like crazy. So it's been a good experience to me, but I'm not ready to turn into the underworld.
To be fair, I did that Enduro at Ainsa, and that was one of the good ones. There was some good and it was a good day. Yeah, cool.
For sure. Because after Ainsa, I did as well finally Ligure, and that was not the same.
Horrendous cross-country race. Yeah.
So you say you like new experiences, and you do a few cyclocross races too. I remember on one of them, I think you shared your heart rate, and it didn't drop below like 180 or something for a full hour. We've already said that you're a racer, but do you really enjoy that?
When I was in California with my friends, we talk about, we maybe should try to do some cyclocross. Like, okay, let's do it. When we come back from California, we do some cyclocross. So I did like maybe two trainings on the cyclocross and then the race. So it was like terrible. But
have you got the dismount sorted? You know, when you have to do that, you don't just throw that thing where you throw your leg over while you're still moving, and then you jump off so you don't actually stop. Yeah. Can you do that? Yeah.
I do it like off the bike. The first lap was crazy because when I come to this section, I was like, okay, off the bike, and my friend like passed me, jumping on the bike. I was like, fuck. And when I was looking at him, like someone crashed in front of me, and I was running into him, crashing into him. I'm like,
I was doing a workout up at Fit for Racing a couple of weeks ago, and I couldn't even get off the fucking assault bike. I almost cut my leg off on the back of the seat. So, no, if I was absolutely fucked and I was trying to get off a cyclocross bike in the mud, then no, I'd definitely land on my face.
You don't fancy a bit of cyclocross this winter then, Jack?
I don't think there's enough money in the world to get me doing that sport. Like, I've tried a lot of sports, like Amaury said, and there's a lot of sports that I love, but like run and sitting at a max heart rate in the cold and the wet, no, doesn't appeal to me at all. Fair play to the people who do it, because it looks so hard.
Cool. Well, let's take a quick break there. We'll be back with more after these messages.
So moving to 2016, first race of the season in Lords and your first podium. From there, we went to Cairns, and you had a horrible crash and you broke both wrists. And I remember actually being at that race, and my girlfriend at the time, wife now, was with me. And I remember her coming and saying to me, I've just seen a lad with 2 pots on. And I was like, yeah, it's Pierron. He got his first podium last week and he just fucked himself. So that feels like yesterday. It was 5 years ago. So you went from ecstasy on the podium to agony in a couple of weeks. And that crash, it wrote off the rest of the season for you a little bit. Tell us, how big of a setback was that crash when you did your wrists?
Yeah, it was like kind of always when you injure yourself, it's like kind of terrible scenario. Because especially after that, like, that was my best result ever, being on the podium. So I was super excited to see how could I do on the next races. And second practice run, like, you know, I wanna just be good on my bike. So I was just try to do like the good lines fast, and it was like stupid idea, and I crashed into the first workout, and it was, I don't know if you remember, but it was super slippery. It was so scary.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And as that stupid crash, and I was like, no fucking way. So it's been really hard. It's always hard, like, to come back from injury, but as well, it's always a really good lesson. So you can always like learn something from it. So yeah, I always like to learn from injuries. So it's you always learn more from injuries than winning, but it's been hard, like, you're always far from the thing you love, and yeah, you looks like you are nothing, just like you're at home looking the other guys riding and you're on the sofa.
Ultra, yeah. Okay, so we then move into 2017, second place in the season-ending race in Val d'Isole, and then 9th at World Champs in Cairns. Do you feel that that's when things just clicked for you and you found the pace you needed to ride at? Was that a defining moment?
I did like I like some good sectors, like just some good points at some races, and Val d'Isole at this race I had a really good like time training, then a good qualifying, and I was like, fuck, what should I do? And I remember Loic, I saw Loic and he told me, dude, just do what you did and have fun. Just go and have fun. And I was like, okay, let's go. And yeah, just when you really admire someone and he tell you something, you just, it directly go through your heart and your mind, and the magic can happen like that. And this second place gave me a lot of confidence, and I did my best, like it was in Cairns, so it was 10th place. It was super good for me because the track was like super hard, like didn't suit me at all.
Yeah.
So I was happy with that, but I knew I had to work for sure on like this kind of track, and this was like for sure a click in my mind. And after that, yeah, I changed some stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the advice Lloyd gave you, we have talked about this before, but it's exactly the advice I gave Dan in Maribor after he had that good qualifier last season, because I've been in that situation before of a good qualifier or knowing I've had good pace and I've not had somebody to help me, and I felt like I needed to raise the bar or do something crazy in the race. And I think a rider at any level who is racing can easily get drawn into that. They can have a good quali and then go, oh, fuck, I now have to do something wild. And that's not true. Like, there's a reason you've had a good qualifying. Just keep doing the same thing and have fun, and you will ride well. And like, it's really not like a secret code. It's just, if it's working, then enjoy it.
Tell you what, boys, if I do ever have a good quali, I know what to do.
Before we got to deal with John.
So I've told this story a few times before. I think I've told it on the pod, but early 2018, I was stood at Revolution Bike Park chatting to Joe Breeden, and I asked him who he thought would win the World Cup overall. And he said Amaury Pierron. And I remember driving home and telling my teammate Binzi, and he was like, Amaury who? And that has always stuck with me, because yes, you got that second at Val d'Isole, but to come out and take the overall, that was a big jump. You were promoted to the full Commensal team at the start of 2018. Was that big psychologically for you?
Yeah, for sure. Like, coming to the big Commensal team was like for sure like something who really helped me, because everything was like professional. And I was just a young kid, like coming to the professional world, and it opened my mind on so much stuff. And I was like, okay, maybe I know why I was not able to do good on every race. So, because we test a lot, we spend a lot of time on the bike, so it's just like more easy to be consistent when you are in a good condition, like mentally, physically, and technically with the team. So yeah, it helped me a lot for sure. And at the same time, so I've been kind of professional, so I stopped working or studying. So that was my first year, like doing just bike and all of this stuff. Make it happen for sure.
Cool. It's funny, I remember having exactly the same conversation with people that winter, because obviously I knew who you were because I was seeing you at the races and seeing the crazy speed you had. And I remember talking to people and saying, hey, there's something going to happen here. And they're like, who? Because they weren't fully in the picture. And I think part of that is, I think it's changed now, but certainly maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, the French riders didn't get as much press and as much media coverage as, say, some of the American riders. And I think yourself and Lloyd and Loris have changed that, so people are more aware. But I remember you put a post on, Amaury, at the start of that season, 2018. You were in the gym with Remy and Miriam.
Yeah.
And you put a post on saying something like, "Fuck, these guys like train like fuck. These guys are animals." Was it a big difference for you with the training you had been doing on the smaller teams compared with what you then started doing to prepare for 2018?
Like I told you quickly before, like I always studying before or was working. So just that stopping working and studying, like give me a lot of time. And when you have a lot of time, you can like increase your recovery and do a better training, like a good quality training. So that's been a really good point, I think, to me. And then with the team, for sure, I never like did like team camp like we do now. Yeah. So just spending that much time on the bike, I never did it before. And when you spend that time on the bike, you know it. You know each reaction on each event, on each like everything. So for sure, like all of that, like was the key for me.
Did it help riding with Remy every day? And the reason I asked that is that there was a video I saw of you guys. I went and found it the other day, and it's only on Facebook, and it's from the 1st of February 2019 at a place called Legere. Is that right? Have I pronounced that right? Yeah. And it's like a 4-minute track, and it's so wild. You're both just going super fast and hitting these massive gaps. But that's Remy to a T, really.
Yeah, for sure. Like having Remy and even Thibaut and even Pompon, like every people involved in the team have a place in a success, and Remy for sure was a good part of my success, because we share runs together. We could like analyze like stuff from each other, and during training when we do some lap timing, we can just analyze the time, and it was like a mini race, you want to be first even if it's not a race. So we just increased like that, I think.
So 2018, first race of the season, Portuguese national in Legere, and you put 5 seconds into Matt Walker in second place. The first World Cup was in Croatia, and did you get a flat there?
Yeah, the flat. So that was fuck. That sucks.
It blows my mind. It blows my mind that I can remember that, but I can't remember what time I need to leave to take my daughter to gymnastics. But I can remember that in 2018 in Croatia, Amaury got a flat.
You remember important things then?
That was terrible for me. First World Cup race with the team.
Yeah.
And you have a flat. Like what the fuck? Like like when you
finish ninth.
Yeah?
Didn't you still finish ninth?
No.
Where did you finish?
I was.
Or did you qualify?
I was maybe. I remember I had the number 16 in Fort William.
So it must be the qualifier I'm remembering. Yeah, ignore me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, after that, you went on to Fort William and you took your first World Cup win. And then you won the next two in Leogang and Val di Sole, so you properly arrived. Talk us through those few weeks, because we've seen it happen a few times when riders win one and then they win again. It happened with Danny in 2016. Yeah. Did it just give you a wave of confidence that you were riding, or talk us through it?
I think it started like in Croatia. Everything started in Croatia because I was like 7 in quali, and this showed me that the work paid off, because it was a track I didn't like, and I was good on it, and that was the first time I was good on a track I didn't like. So I was super happy, and I've been third until the third split before my flat. So that's really showed me that I could have the speed like to be a podium contender like on each race.
Yeah.
And coming to podium, ended up 10th on the quali with a like bad run, and then I was like, fuck, I really can't be on the podium. I will just go for it tomorrow. And I had a pretty good run and got the win. So that was just insane. Like, what the fuck? You want to go for a podium and you go to win, and it's like in your mind, like what the fuck? I remember I had a good party in podium.
Yeah.
To celebrate this, and then like it was not a confidence for me, because I was like, ooh, you know, like you won a World Cup and you can feel like everybody is looking for you. I was like, ooh, they just want to hide me, you know. It's been like, I remember it was like kind of hard, like to stay myself, and that was a key to keep, you know, my energy, my mood, and everything. And I had a good quality, so that gave me confidence again, and got that win. Was insane as well, in front of Aaron Gwynn, who always won in Leogong. I was like, yeah. And then the confidence came from that one. And then when the ball is rolling, you just keep it rolling and things happen.
Cool. Well, second at the next round in Andorra, and at the top of the show, I said we'd met before, and we have, because I was out in Andorra to race Masters Worlds the week after, and so we came out and watched the World Cup, and we ended up in a bar together after you got your second and Loris had won. So let me just share my screen here. Hang on, let me just see if you have any recollection of this.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm afraid. Oh my God.
What a fucking body, eh?
Brilliant. Look at Gabe.
I had to take a 17-year break from exercise here to look like that, Amaury.
That's commitment, George.
I'll put that photo on Instagram for everyone who's listening at Making Up the Numbers Racing.
Yeah, that's a cracker, that is.
This is a good one.
So were you happy with that second in Andorra?
I thought you were going to say, were you happy with that photo? Nobody's happy with that one. Brilliant.
I'm really happy with that photo. That's sick. And the second place was hard, because I wanna be part of the history, and 4 wins was already made, you know, like after the first win.
Yeah.
But so I'm still at third. So it's been a bit hard, but I did a good run, so I can't complain. And Loris, my friend, won, so it was a good race. Yeah. And we had a good party, so it was a good race.
Nice. So after the second place in Andorra, you were well ahead in the series with just 2 rounds to go. In Mont-Saint-Anne, you had a huge crash in the rock garden in your last training run, and you still managed to go ahead and finish 4th. How hard was it to get up the mountain that day and do your race run? Were you really sore?
It was honestly like one of the... I don't even know how I did it, because I was so bad. My body was sore like everywhere. So just straight from my crash, I came to an ice bath. I had to take some pills. You know, it was like allowed pills, because we checked with doctors and everything. But it was just hard. Like, and during warm up, I was like, fuck, it was so painful. And I can remember like the first strokes to the start gate. I was like, okay, it's gonna be a long one.
It's bad, yeah.
And then, you know, with the adrenaline and everything, like the pain like disappear. Yeah. But when I crossed the finish line, I was like, yeah. The engine is off, dude. and like just no more energy, like crazy. So that's insane how your mind can make things happen. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, I was playing the other while, my brain knew it. And if I was not in this position, for sure, I was not able to race. So mine was my, I don't know, my motor this day, like every day, I think. But it's crazy how strong the mind can be.
Definitely. That year, did you enjoy the end of the season when you were having to race for the series rather than having to just race for the race win? Did you enjoy that process, or did you find it quite stressful? Because we've had other riders say to us on the pod that they found it difficult or stressful to do that. How was your experience?
I think I was looking for race wins. So since for William until Mont Saint-Anne, because Mont Saint-Anne, I knew I could grab the overall. So at this race, I started feeling the pressure, and but not that much, to be honest. I think I was lucky to have some points to play with, because it was possible to grab the overall one race before the end. So that was, I think, way easier than if it's the last race,
Yeah.
So I was not in the hardest position, I think.
Okay. And the 4th place in Mont Saint-Anne, did you win the title that day?
Yeah. It was. I grabbed enough points to win the title. So
okay. So then we went to Le Bresse, the very muddy race that Martin Mays came and schooled us all with his enduro skills, and he won the race. You were in contention, if I remember correctly, and had a crash in the finish field.
5 years. That was no. Terrible.
I remember watching in the finish, because I'd had a tough season, but I'd had a good race, and I ended up coming 21st. And I was freezing cold, just in my jersey and my body armor. But I was like, I'm watching the race because I want to know if I'm going to hold on for a top 20. And I like Martin. He's a great guy. I know him. He's a lovely chap. But I did not want an enduro guy to win the downhill World Cup. So you were coming down and we were going, come on. And then you chucked it in the field with 2 corners to go. And we were like, oh, so yeah, I remember that well. Was that pretty frustrating?
Fuck yes, it was you pass everything, all the roads, all the mud parts. Then you come to the last 3 corners, flat corners, and you just ruin everything. So it's why?
Yeah, proper Samuel moment. Jesus. Okay. So 2018, I think, was one of those years where a rider raises his level. Probably the biggest jump since Gwyn in maybe 2011. We talked to Greg about it, and he said that riders, they used to ride fast in sections, but now riders are just going fast 100% of the way down. Were you conscious of that at the time, that you kind of raised the bar a little bit, or was that not in your mind?
I think it depends on the races you are, but for sure, these days, 2018 was maybe a bit like this for sure. You can play with some sections, but now pretty sure you need to be 100% on each sector of the track.
Yeah, and I think that's where all the other things that you talked about before, the team camps, the pre-season timing, testing, having your line guys at the World Cups becomes so important, because if you're a team that doesn't have that, you might be losing half a second to a second in every minute, and on a 4-minute track, that's maybe 10 places. So it's very important. 2019, early season, we were all racing out in Loser, where we're sitting now. Our last normal season, in fact, so it was a proper pre-season. It was a decent field at the race. There was Danny, G, Remy. I was 7th, and I was happy with my result. And you won, and I'm sure, did you win with a crash? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I'm not going to go through all the races, but you won again in Fort William, which means you're still undefeated there since 2018. Did you say before you didn't like Fort William?
Before winning Fort William, I never ended Fort William.
Yeah.
That's easy. Like I always had like a mechanical or a crash. I never end Fort William before 2018 where I won. Yeah. So that's a cool story.
And is it your favorite? Is it your favorite track now?
It's the only track where I won twice. So I like it. I like it because it's not the same feeling as the other tracks. You know, it's like totally different ground and different grip, and just super long. So it's like kind of more easy for me because I can just like be more safe. As we spoke before, maybe Fort William is one of the races where you can play with some sectors, you know. Yeah, I like Fort William for that.
I think you might have the fastest time ever down there. That 4:28.5. Can you think of anyone who's been faster, Jack, since they moved the start? I don't know if that's the only. Is that the only sub 4:30?
I was going to say, I don't know if did Greg win before Amaury in 2017?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if he went under 4:30 or not, but I don't think it wasn't faster than the 28.5.
No, I think that's the fastest time ever down there, recorded. So that's pretty cool.
Almost chucked it away though.
So yeah, that's the bit I was going to come on to next.
That's a good record.
The moment everyone remembers the final jump coming into the arena and you nearly went over the bars. It probably wouldn't have mattered because I think you were going that fast. Your momentum would have carried you over the line. But how close were you to crashing there?
It was terrible. I was like, I just landed from the previous jump.
Yeah.
And I was pedaling and was looking to the screen, to see if it was red or green.
Yeah.
And I saw it was green. But then when I refocused on myself, I was on the lip. And I was pedaling. So it's not good. I was like, ooh. And honestly, I was pretty sure to crash.
Yeah.
But I don't know. My body was like, super stiff. Like
we're having this, yeah.
And I don't know, but I stayed on my bike and passed the line. So that was insane.
Cool. So Legere 2019, was that the best run you've ever done? French crowd, Bastille Day, flat out, two-wheel drifting all the way down.
Yeah, it was one of the best for sure, but the atmosphere was insane in Legere. And yeah, the French crowd, where when you are French, it was like, it was just insane. And I just came for it, and the feeling was insane. And when I crossed the finish line, winning when you already won the qualifying is like when it's green at the bottom, you did it. So
yeah.
It was insane, and all my friends came to cheer me, and yeah, it was a beautiful day.
Cool. So I wanted to ask you a bit about your style on the bike, because I went back and watched those two runs, the Fort William one and the Legere one this week, and it just reminded me how low you keep your head. The position you ride in is like equivalent to if I was speed tucking for the line. How do you do a full 4-minute run in that position? Is it something you've worked on, or have you always ridden like that?
I think I always been like that because I never work on my position, just on my foot position, like in the turns, like special French flat grass turn. But on my top position, I don't know, it's like natural for me. But yeah. That's why maybe my legs are a bit big, that low. But it's cool.
It's a very good position. Yeah. Let's talk a bit about training, because we've had Thibaut on the show a few times now. And in one of our chats, he said, you just outwork everyone. When everyone else is spent, you're still on the hill doing runs. Is that something you do consciously? Try to outwork everyone?
I just like try to make the most of my time, so I don't ride that much when I'm at home. So when I come to team camp, I like to do the things well. So when I'm start like testing something, I want to finish it, and if I need to do 1 or 2 more runs, I want to do it to test something else the next day. So it happens that maybe I finish later, but not that much as the others.
Do you do a lot of testing? Do you try a lot of things?
The last few years, we had a lot of stuff to test, like because we had new partners, and we developed the new bike. So yeah, it's been like a really, really demanding off seasons by testing, because mentally it's like really hard. Like it demands you a lot of focus. So I think that's why downhill is really, it's so hard, because your focus needs to be like at 100%, but it's crazy. It's like so demanding. Your energy, like it's like grab so much energy. So yeah, we test a lot for sure. But this year is like more easy. So that's cool. We can be more focused on ourselves, just like doing laps on laps. But we always test some stuff.
So you said you don't ride much away from kind of team camp. You're absolutely ripped. Do you enjoy the gym?
Not that much. Yeah, I find something new at the moment. It's ski touring,
Yeah.
So it's so cool. It's like when it's cold, instead of doing road bikes, you take your big jacket and you go up to the hill with the skis, and then you do some runs. It's like insane. And ski, it's pretty good, I think, for the legs. So
yeah,
Amaury, you're one of the guys who I'm like always cheering for at the top, and I'm getting a little bit concerned because so far you've told me your winter is consisting of golf and ski touring. Come on, man, we got to sort this out. Like,
I don't know. I go to
I'm just fucking with you.
But no, for me, I need I need to have my balance. I cannot live just by working.
Yeah.
I need to have the fun, like to keep the balance,
Definitely.
So, golf is good.
It's good for the control as well, because golf is one of them sports where if you try too hard, you fucked it. That ball's going somewhere it shouldn't be going.
But at the moment, I'm like that. I try too hard and I forget.
Yeah, trying to split the ball in half. Doesn't work.
It's hard. Yeah. But yeah, just doing different things and it, give air to your mind, and it's cool. I think it's really interesting, at least for me, like to do other stuff. So that's why I do what I love. Moto, like road bike, enduro bike, downhill, golf now, ski, and I tried cyclocross, I try everything, and I don't know.
Nice. Okay, so switching focus back to 2019, bronze medal at Worlds, Amaury, and then snowshoe. The finale, we all know what happened. Danny's run flipped the title between you and Lloyd. Did you think you'd won it at any stage during that run?
That was the biggest mistake of my life, to think I could grab the overall during that run, because it was just perfectly in the middle of his run. It was like just in between me and Lloyd at the split. So I was like, my God, it's happening. But then coming the last two splits, no, it's not good. slow down. And if he just won, so I lose the overall. But thinking about. I thought about it, about winning, but it was bad to me, and it was really hard. But it was hard. Fuck, this season was insane. I remember I won 3 races. Loic won 3 races. He was like, "Brrr." It never happens. Like, fuck. Normally, when you win 3 races, you win the overall. This should be a rule.
Yeah. That was my next question for sure. So yeah. Do you? How do you look back on that season now? I sense frustration. Obviously, do you look back on something in particular and think, "Fuck, if I just done that then," or not really?
Yeah, for sure. So now, by looking back, I'm like super proud and happy to ended up second that year. It was like pretty good year, like insane, but in the same time I learned a lot from that year because after 2018 season, all the media during the winter came, blah blah blah, well, how are you feeling for 2019? Massive pressure from the outside and the inside, with the sponsors. And I fucked up in the first race, and so it fucked up my season. But some stuff like that, now I know that qualifying is like so important because 40 points, it's a qualifying. So yeah, I learned so much from this, and yeah, you cannot change the past, but you can change the future.
Yeah. There you go.
I have to say, your results column is just win or bust. If you go back to the start of 2019, so 3 seasons, there's only 1 double-digit finish in there, the 10th at the first racing snowshoe last year. The rest are all single digits or DNS or DNF. 2020 went a bit pear-shaped, as we say over here. 9th of August, you crashed at the French National Alpe d'Huez in your race run. 23rd of August, French National Champs, another crash, but this time not so lucky. You dislocated your finger, broken collarbone, broken back. As I've just said, your results are often win or bust. Do you ever fear for your own safety? Do you get scared riding that fast?
I don't. I'm not scared because when I ride fast, that's what I love. So I'm not fair about it. But I need to take the time to reflect on some stuff, and I sometimes like forget to take the time to think about like what's happened in my life, what's happened in life in general. And for example, those crashes was like I was not able to avoid them because after I could avoid them, but my mind, I wanna win too much.
Yeah.
After that 2019 season, I was so motivated to win, and the COVID came and stopped my dream. So I was like, what the fuck? I trained so hard that winter, and I waited just the World Cup races, and then COVID stopped everything, and we got some races further in the year, like in the summer, and that's where I injured myself. But during that time, I needed to cut because my mind was ready to go to the Raw on the World Cup, but it was really hard for me. Like, I remember when I had the call, like, the first one is cancelled. I was just, okay, I cried. I was like, no way, it's impossible. It was like, terrible. Like, yeah. So, it's like you waiting for something so hard, and it disappeared just by a click.
Yeah.
So it was a big deception for me, and so I needed to cut from training, and I needed to be far from this world. So I had a big cut, and then coming back to the races, I was just not ready because I didn't spend times on my downhill bike. I was not fit ready, and the worst was mentally, I was absolutely not ready, and I wanna still winning, but I was not ready. So that's why I had those crash and yeah, fucked up.
How hard was the broken back to come back from?
Honestly, it's been good. Like my back was good. I had a fast recovery from my bike. My shoulder was a bit tougher, but it's hard. Sometimes it's easy, and you just need to work harder.
Yeah,
sure. And then 2021 season. Come back, Leogang, so got a podium. So that was really good. Good
Have
to
you
my
said
mind.
the script, George? He's reading my question. You read my mind.
Okay,
on, tell us about Leogang, because that was what I was going to ask. So keep going, man. Keep going. I like it. I've ruined your spontaneity, but I couldn't help myself.
He's the perfect guest.
Yeah, I was like,
sorry.
I know.
So yeah, just coming to Leogang after missing like 1 year of World Cup. Circuit was like, okay, so you're in the unknown, so we're just gonna take it easy to see how it goes, and had a good good time training. Stupid crash in quali, so not good quali, and a good final who put me in third position. So that was a really good surprise for me, and yeah, it was a good surprise, but I was not happy with my run because I knew it was not the run I'm used to do. So I want to go to national races to keep improving, with my mental focus and everything. And I had that crash. But this one, like, I felt super good during my run. Like, it's been like the first time I felt that good, like from before my crashes.
Yeah.
So I felt super good. I was so happy. And I don't know why. I had a stupid. No, it's never stupid, but I had a little crash and with big impact in my kidney and my liver.
Yeah.
So that was not a joke, and I was a bit scary about it because it's not like a bone when you know what it is.
Yeah.
So it's inside. It's like you're scared, So and doctor was super bad. Like I spent 1 week in the hospital, and each morning they came to my room, and they told me, Amaury, you do sports, right? I'm sorry, but you need to stop sports like for 6 months. And I was like, sorry.
Not possible. Yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible. Each day, doctors came to the room and said that. So I was like, no way. Like, and I just kept dreaming about like, I dreamed about like, about world champs, because for me, it was impossible to wait 6 months. Like, another season fucked. So it was impossible to me. And I don't know. I think I just like believe it and just do the right things. Like I try to enjoy other things in life. I had good opportunity to meet people, to do great things. And I was just happy with my life, doing like eating well, drinking well, only doing good stuff. And the doctor were like, there are no words when they saw the scans after 1 month already, after 6 weeks. And after 6 weeks, they told me, maybe you could have the chance to be at World Champs in 2 weeks, but we need to do another scans. So I'd start training 2 weeks before World Champs after 6 weeks off. And so it was only road bike and gym allowed. But just like the weekend before the World Champs, I keep my downhill bike. It's a secret. Don't tell the doctors. And because I wanna be not too bad, you know.
Yeah.
Because I called the French trainer, and he told me, if you want to go, I keep you a space, you know. So I tried. It was okay. So I did the scan on the Monday. On the Tuesday, the doctor called me and he told me it looks good, but we never had before a recovery that fast. Usually it's 6 months and we are only 2 months. So it looks good, but technically we don't know if there is an impact or it will react.
Yeah.
So it told me, for me, I want to let you go, to let you race, but if I need to sign something for the UCI or something, I won't. I won't. So I was like, okay, thank you very much. And so we had some discussions with the team, with some other doctors, and I finally decided to race, like take it easy, and just to take some marks on the bike, to have maybe an opportunity to do good on the other races, and so it's been really stressful. Val di Sole, when you come back, is not a good race to come back. It's like, well, it was nearly, Val di Sole is nearly, but when you come back from injury, like without riding and proper training, it's really hard. So yeah, it's been a big mission, but I'm happy and proud to have done that. Even if the result was not there, it was a good mission.
Cool. So let's take another quick break there. We'll be back with the final section of the show after these messages.
Okay, so before the break, you said you came back for World Championships, and I think I remember hearing you say in an interview or somewhere that your arms felt like spaghetti on the track. Were you ready for the race, really, or was it just kind of desperation to race?
For sure, I think I was not ready, because when you are stopped like for 6 weeks, you lose a lot of muscle, because I was not allowed to do anything. So
one of the hardest tracks on the circuit as well, physically.
Sorry?
And one of the hardest, most physical tracks on the circuit.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I was not waiting for a result, but to be honest, I started to feel good, like on race day, and maybe I want to do a race run. So I came back from injury, and I had a mechanical and was not able to see where I could stand. And I was like, what the fuck? what did I do to the wall for that?
Yeah.
It's been another, big, I don't know to say, bad big hit in my head.
For sure.
Yeah, just mentally hard, to be in that position. But that made me angry for.
Yeah, so moving then, you qualified second in Lenzerheide, finished fourth with 3 Frenchies in front of you, so almost an all-French podium. Why do you think France is so strong in downhill at the moment? I have my theories. What do you think?
I think we are just stupid.
That's not my theory, just to say.
No.
Oh, this is my favorite interview by a mile. That is brilliant.
Let me explain.
Sorry. Go on.
It's like when people in life need like divertisement, you know, like they like to do that, see people drink beer, go out, you know, go to the cinema and do stuff like normal people do.
Yeah.
And to be at the top, I think, of something in whatever sports you do, you need like to give your life, to dedicate your life to it. So that's why I say we are stupid, because we are, at least I don't know the other, to be honest, but at least for my side, like I dedicate my life to downhill, you know.
Yeah.
I like having fun, but you know, all my life is around downhill. Yeah. I have like a lot of fun around my circle of downhill, but everything is like related to downhill.
Okay.
So, and I really like it, you know. I will never change that. But without joke, I think Lloyd was the leader of the French train, because he was doing good, and he made us dreaming, and then I started to do good. So Loris for sure was like, fuck, I need to do it. Then Thibaut, my teammate, we were training together. We work together. We do the same stuff. He knew he could do it as well. So I think it's just like, yeah, we have maybe a mentality, and we all know us together pretty well, I think. Yeah. So if one can do it, why not me?
Yeah, I think looking in from the outside, my theory is to do with what you've just talked about. And looking, I mean, I've been on the World Cup circuit now since 2010, so it's a long time, and I've seen lots of different ways riders from different countries interact with each other. And from the outside, watching you French guys, like, it's like you're all a bunch of best mates who are racing World Cups. Like, when you're all on the podium together, it's like there's so much camaraderie and like happiness for each other. And I just think that helps you guys be the best you can be, because you're learning from each other and almost helping each other, like you just said about you and Thibaut when you're testing. And I don't see that happening as much from the other nations. So you know, hearing you say that kind of ties in with what I see and why I think it works so well.
No, I think you're true. It's like a really good relationship between all of us, and it's just a good vibe. When we go racing, it's like, it's not holidays, but it's like the best part of our job. Like the bad part is like training. And then when we go to the racing, it's like, okay, we're here for fun. We're going to fight, you know, but it's what we like. So we are just happy to do it. And when we don't see us too much, you know, so the only times we can see it's at the races. So we appreciate us a lot. So we like to spend time together, and even more when it's on the podium.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool for younger athletes to see that as well. Okay, so moving to snowshoe at the end of the season, you were 10th in the first race and then wrapped up the season 4th. It must have felt good to finish the year with a podium after the frustrations of the last 2 years. Yeah,
for sure. It was really good, like to end up on a good note and to end up the season healthy. So yeah, it's, you know, I was happy to end up that season, to close that chapter, and now I'm opening a new chapter, and I'm just like super stoked with my life, with what I'm doing, with the people around me. So yeah, I'm just enjoying the process, working with the team, working with my trainer, and I don't want to say I can't wait. for the races. But I'm excited to go to the races and to be healthy, fit, and just well prepared. And I'm excited.
Obviously, the season didn't end how the team would have liked, with both Thibaut and Miriam losing their grasps on the title. How was the mood in the camp afterwards? Did you celebrate that podium?
It was hard. It was like a really tough end of the season for the team. For sure, like they came being leader, and lost the overall on the last one. So it's been really hard for the team. And it's normal to the team to be sad about it, because it was like, just, we never can say stupid, but kind of stupid, like little mistakes can have a massive impact on a season, on a team. She's like team, I don't know. I don't have the words, but on the strategy, so for sure it was not the best mood after that race, but for me, I was just focused on me, and I was happy and proud of what I achieved.
Cool. Well, let's talk about Thibaut a little bit, because he showed last year that he's a title contender now. Does that change the team dynamics at all?
I don't know. We know that Thibaut for sure can win the title, and no. All the team know it for sure, and we just, I think we will work harder to put the horses in the front. And it don't really change. We just try to be more professional on new sides of the races. We just try to find some new solutions to be just more professional, and to have the best conditions on the race. Don't end. We just go to kick some ass.
Yes.
So
Nice.
there was a question I wanted to ask you, and you just called them horses then, and you're referring to the bikes.
Yeah.
And I remember you talking, is that just generally what you call bikes? Or is that what, when I got on the High Pivot Supreme, I heard an interview with you just after that first year when you brought the High Pivot in. And I remember you saying it was like riding a horse or something like that. And is that a comment on the High Pivot Supreme, like the way it pushed? Because when I got on it, I was like, this thing pushes you forward when you land. It's like riding a horse. It gallops away from you. Is that a comment on that, or is that just generally what you call the bikes?
He's just being French.
I don't know. I just call that horses because it's like it's a motor, it's a horse, so it's everything powerful. The bike is like
cool.
A real machine, a powerful machine. So
cool. So Thibaut's back on the bike now. You're at team camp at the minute.
Yeah. He came on the downhill bike at the last team camp and did few rides on here. Is already fast. So watch out, guys.
and how's
he's on?
I bet. Is he angry?
Always angry. Always angry.
How about Miriam? How's Miriam feeling about next season?
Well, it's hard, like to see how people feel about the season. We don't really talk about it because it's like kind of, I don't know. We don't really share like this kind of feeling.
Okay.
And it's hard to talk about these feelings, but what I can tell you is like she riding super well. Like, I'm really impressed. Like, each year is like, what the fuck? It's a girl. It's a girl who just passed in front of me. When I look at her, it's crazy. It's like really impressive.
Yeah.
So I guess congratulations are in order for your 2021 season. Despite your injuries, missed 2 rounds, you still finished 6th in the overall, which is really good. And you've said how excited you are for 2022. You're sticking with Commencal Muc-Off again. And as we've heard, you guys are a super close team. And you all work really, together, which is sick. After your 2018 and 2019 seasons, you must have had some offers from teams. Have you ever been tempted to leave?
I don't really like team offers, okay. And I don't really add the needed to leave. Like I feel good. There is a really good dynamics between the team and Commencal's brand.
Oh yeah.
So the team is like really, really motivated more than ever, like to give us the best possibilities to achieve our goals.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good team. So yeah, no need to change now.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you feel good, I think you can go fast.
Cool. Let's finish with a bit about the bike park. Whose idea was that, and how's it going?
My brother my big brother Baptiste did everything. Like the idea came because he liked to stay at home and don't like to move to ride in Italy, Spain, Portugal.
Yeah.
So before, like everybody went to Sanremo. Sanremo was the test track.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, I want to do the new Sanremo, district track, and then people will come on our bike park. So it's a good idea. There's a lot of local riders who come, and some not locals come already. I think Bernard came.
Yeah, Dan has been as well. Dan has been to ride.
Yeah. Windmasters, and we're waiting for you now.
There you go.
I'm on my way.
No, honestly, it's really good. It's really good. Like he did a good work, and he still improved the bike park, bigger and bigger. So that's cool.
Nice.
Cool. Well, great stuff. Thanks for coming on the show. And if you can intro me to Loic, that would be much appreciated.
I would send a message.
All the best for 2022. The English riders will be a bit pissed at me for saying this, but I hope you can get that 3P in Fort William.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to the sponsors of the show, Hope Technology, JTech Suspension, Revolution Bike Park, Ride Southern Spain, Schwalbe, and SingleTrackWorld.com. As always, if you're enjoying the podcast, please subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And if you've got a sec, please drop us a review. Alternatively, please give us a follow on Instagram at Making Up the Numbers Racing or Facebook.com/Making Up the Numbers. I'm trying to get one more episode done, but I'm not sure how likely that is. So this episode might be the last one of season 3. If it is, thanks very much to you all for listening. The numbers have gone through the roof again this year, and I imagine the sponsors will be very happy. We'll be back soon.